Hi friends, and welcome back to Pantry Meals. It's cold outside. Let's make soup. Today we're making a cheeseburger potato soup. Now you're going to take half of a yellow onion and start to saute it. I am letting it sweat on its own. I'm not adding any oil, bacon grease, or butter. Once it's about halfway through, I'm then going to add a pound of my ground meat. Now, the original recipe calls for hamburger, but in our house, I interchange venison and hamburger all the time because my husband is a hunter and we have quite a bit of venison. That's what I'm using today. After you have chopped up your ground meat of whichever, you're going to season it up a little bit. You need some salt. I use the mix-up salt, some pepper. This is the tail end of my seasoned salt. And, or if you want, you could also add some garlic powder or onion powder to this if you would prefer. Once I've added the seasoning, I'm going to cook this down until the burger is done. And this is the part where if you have decided to use ground beef instead of venison, like I did, then you're going to need to get rid of the majority of the grease. The benefit of cooking with venison is that it is lean and there's so much less grease. It's still flavorful, and we grind our venison with 10% pork fat so that there is a little bit of fat, but it's not like a regular hamburger. It is a lean meat. Once you've done that and it's crumbled really well, we're going to add 4 cups of either venison or beef broth, whichever one you have on hand. Remember that when cooking, especially with meats, it's better to add a broth that is matching to the meat that you have so that your food flavor is rich. We're then going to add 5 diced golden potatoes. You could also use red if you want, but golden's what I had hanging out around the house. And yes, that is a Christmas cookie platter. It was what came to my hand first, so it's what got things. I also don't like to, waste dishes, so I am using the burger chopper as my spoon here. Once you've gotten all of your potatoes in here, we are going to turn it up the temperature and we're going to let everything boil for about 20 minutes, just long enough for your potatoes to get nice and tender. Once they have done so, you are going to slowly stir in either 2 cups of heavy whipping cream or 2 cups of half and half, whichever one you have. You definitely want a thicker milk product. You could use whole milk if you wanted. I prefer whipping cream or half and half for soup, but that's my personal opinion. Once you have done that and we've made sure that you stirred it well and that we did not curdle because it was nice and hot, you are then going to add about 2 cups of shredded cheese. Now, the original recipe calls for cheddar, but at my house, Colby Jack is a very popular item. So I typically will mix Colby Jack and cheddar together. And I'm just doing it a little bit at a time, slowly mixing it in. And you want to make sure that you leave a little bit of cheese left over so you can add it to the top of your bowl, because everybody needs cheesy, happy goodness. And once you've got this all mixed in, this is an easy weeknight meal. You can have this done in about 30 minutes. It's a quick meal, always a plus. And you can't see, but my husband is in the background asking me how much more, am I going to put more cheese in there? And I was like, yes, but you just kept talking to me. But again, we're just going to slowly add our cheese in and make sure that it's well melted. And this is what it looks like. Enjoy.